What's up, Variant Nation? I've been telling you guys for months now that the Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover title has been one of my favorite series from 2019 and 2020. Reason being, it takes two of my favorite childhood franchises and mashes them together perfectly. For example, over the course of the last 4 issues, Shredder became the Green Ranger, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles became the Power Rangers, and the Power Rangers became ninjas like the Turtles. That's almost too much awesome for my comic book loving heart to take. Having said that, today is a bittersweet day as the finale just recently dropped with issue 5 of this 5-issue miniseries. And let me tell you guys, it is action-packed. But first, we have to warn you that we're going to completely spoil issue 5. So if you're not caught up, we actually covered the first 4 issues of this series, and we definitely recommend that you watch those episodes or read those 4 issues of the series before you continue to watch today's episode. You can find links to each of the episodes covering those in the description. With that out of the way, let's dive into some Power Rangers TMNT awesomeness. Because seriously guys, this brings me back to the days of Fox Kids and Kids WB. I love this book. Issue 5 picks up exactly where issue 4 left off, with the Turtle Rangers now powering the Megazord and squaring off against the gigantic Bebop and Rocksteady in New York City. The first 2 word balloons of the issue says, 4 turtles, 2 mutants, 1 giant robot, the fate of millions hanging in the... And then Leonardo interrupts saying, Mikey, stop narrating and make sure we don't step on anyone. Writer Ryan Parrott nailed the dialogue for both the Turtles and the Rangers in the series. He just gets it. Anyway, we continue to see the Turtles try to get a handle on piloting the Megazord. Donnie even asks Raphael, do you need any help with the controls? And he replies, I think I'm getting the hang of it, Donnie. It's just like a button masher. Hit a button, sock a mutant. Mikey then says, so boys, are we just gonna ignore the big scary Technodrome over there? And Donnie replies, we could use it as a punching bag. Go a little Yo Adrian on it. After that, Raph's like, let's bring the Megazord. And Donnie goes, it's called the Power Sword. Raph responds, dude, as long as I get to swing the thing. And before Raph can finish his sentence, they get hit with missiles. Pew, 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 pew. And on the next page, we see the missiles were fired from the Dragon Zord as Shredder is now controlling it. He then says, foolish turtles, so much power and this is how you use it? But don't worry, soon it won't matter who has the coins because I will be the only one able to wield them. As he's playing the flute on the Dragon Dagger all Tommy style. It's stuff like this in the story that makes it so cool. I mean, would you have ever thought you would see Shredder become the Green Ranger, let alone playing the flute on the Dragon Dagger controlling the Dragon Zord? I didn't. Anyway, Shredder continues to attack the Megazord with the Dragon Zord using its tail. It then strikes its chest, causing the Turtles to be like, whoa, my controls are down, the power is dropping. And Mikey says, where did all these sparks come from? Which of course is just the creative team's way of acknowledging and making light of how every time the Megazord got hit on the Power Rangers TV show, or just the Power Rangers getting hit in general, sparks would fly out of nowhere. So it's a nice little line of dialogue for all the OG Power Rangers fans, as we're like, yeah, that was the thing. Anyway, at this point, Shredder, Bebop, and Rocksteady start getting the upper hand. So Leo calls to Alpha 5 saying, we could use a little help here, and Alpha replies, Roger, I'm attempting to remotely reactivate the control system. He then says Donatello should have access now. Zordon then reaches out to the Power Ranger saying the Turtles are in need of assistance. Billy, are you in position? And he replies, working on it, Zordon. Just tell them to hold on as long as they can. The Turtle Rangers then get power back to the Megazord, with Leo saying, great, now let's dump this lizard back in the ocean. Shredder then says, I would have preferred the Megazord remain intact. Boys, enjoy yourself, as Bebop and Rocksteady start to go ham on the Turtles. Shredder then says, farewell, Turtles, we both deserve better. As they're about to destroy the Megazord, we hear a voice say, well, maybe we could oblige with a little turtle power. And we see the Power Rangers piloting a now gigantic Metalhead. For people who don't know, Metalhead is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles robot turtle who is now massive. The Power Rangers then tell the Turtles it's them, with Donnie replying, nice ride you got there. And Billy says, it's all thanks to your android and miniaturizing ray. A few modifications and instant emergency Zord. The Power Rangers then use Metalhead's turtle cannons to quickly immobilize Bebop and Rocksteady. Pew pew! But the Turtles and Rangers still have the Dragon Zord and Technodrome to defeat. So Zordon says, Turtle Rangers, hear me now. The Megazord possesses innate adaptive abilities. You must utilize them now before it's too late. Bring your vessels together, combine your strengths, defend your weaknesses, and as one, you will create the Turtle Megazord. Guys, this is so awesome. I know I'm geeking out like crazy, but for good reason. This is a Turtle Megazord. Not only does it look awesome as it's a hybrid of the Ninja Turtles and the Power Rangers in Megazord form, this is just a great idea. Kid Arris is freaking out. Actually, adult Arris is currently freaking out. And it's so cool, I need an action figure of this, or like a Gundam type model kit. I want to build that. With that little geek out of the way, once the Turtle Zord is formed, the Rangers and Turtles say, locked in, full power. and then they jump on top of the Technodrome, laying the power sword into it, saying, "Power Rangers, Turtle Power," destroying the Technodrome. But of course, Shredder was still able to escape. The Rangers and Turtles then meet back at the command center, regrouping with Zordon. Raph tells Zordon that during the fight, Shredder said something about being the only one who could use the power coins or something. And Leo says, if that's true, Shredder and Rita are about to become the most powerful people on the planet. Zordon replies, "I understand your concerns, but even with your combined abilities, sending you after them without your powers," and then Billy, Alpha, and Donnie interrupt, saying, "We believe in a theory. The three of us may have a solution to our problem, but it's a long shot." We are then taken to Rita's Moon Fortress, where she's regrouping along with Shredder. And as they're discussing their next course of action, the Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show up to end this once and for all. The Turtles then start attacking Rita, and Casey Jones even joins the fight, saying, "You know, when I woke up today, I didn't really think I'd be fighting a golden gorilla on the moon." Kimberly the Pink Ranger replies, "Believe me, you never get used to it." The Power Rangers then start attacking Shredder, with Billy saying, "Give up the coin, Shredder," and Zack says, "Yeah, green and purple is not a good look for you." Shredder then says, "Your skills are as weak as your bravado, Rangers. Do you honestly think you could best me in hand-to-hand combat?" At this point, Zack says, "Tommy now," and we then see Tommy use the device on Shredder that Shredder used on Tommy in issue 1 to demorph him and take his power coin. Tommy then tells Shredder, "I was expecting a little more resilience from a ninja master. Now let's see if I could finally dent that helmet," and knocks Shredder on his butt. Tommy then picks up his morpher saying, "Boy, did I miss you," and then morphs into the Green Ranger once again. And just as the Rangers and the Turtles are about to defeat Shredder, he's put in a magical field by Rita. She then tells Shredder, "Now unless you want me to hand you over to them, you're gonna take me to Dimension X and introduce me to your fabled allies." Yes? It's time they had someone more qualified working for them. Shredder is all like, "This has been your plan from the start," and Rita finally says, while teleporting them away, "Now Shredder, why on earth would you think that?" And just like that, they get away. But then we are taken to the Turtles' hideout, where the Turtles and Rangers are pretty much just hanging out and soaking up their win, even though Rita and Shredder got away. We even learned that Donnie is going to keep the gigantic metal head. As he puts it, you never know when a gigantic robot will come in handy. And I gotta say, he's got a point. April then tells Kimberly how much she enjoyed being the Pink Ranger. And Tyler, Tommy's old best friend, who joined the Foot Clan and basically got the Turtles and Rangers involved in all this mess, says he's gonna stay in New York City instead of going back to Angel Grove with Tommy. And then the comic ends with Raphael and Tommy having a sparring rematch from their first confrontation in issue 1. And just like that, the Power Rangers TMNT crossover comes to an end. Front to back, this was easily one of my favorite series from 2019. Definitely top 5. It was so well done. They hit pretty much every piece of nerdy fandom we've come to love from both franchises and mixed them together perfectly. Essentially, this series is every 90s kid's dream come true. And as you all could tell, they definitely left the end of the story open to possibly do a sequel series, which I would love to see. Maybe even have some time pass so now Tommy is the White Ranger and Lord Zed is now working with Rita, introducing Zed into the mix. And they could also introduce Krang, who's from Dimension X, which at the end of the comic we know that's where Rita and Shredder are going. Dude, I want it. So many more possibilities. Clearly, I'm a massive fan of this title, and even if you've already watched our videos on all 4 of the issues, buy them and read them for yourself to get the dialogue, nuance, and just full-on experience for yourself. But also, that way you're driving the sales up, which makes it more likely for us to get a sequel series, which I'm sure many of you, just like me, want really bad. But what do you guys think? Did you love this series? Did you think it was just meh? Let us know down in the comments. First up for the week of June 24th, we have Batman Beyond issue 44. Batman brings a wounded Damian Wayne to base, only to discover that Damian has been dethroned as leader of the League of Assassins, and left for dead by a former acolyte of Ra's al Ghul's called Mr. Zero. Next up, we have Empire Avengers issue 0. This promises to be an epic Avengers title that's written by immortal Hulk writer Al Ewing. A must-read for any Marvel fan. Next, we have Thor issue 5. The Black Winter is here. A god, a king, a herald. Every title Thor has worn has come with its own power, its own terrible responsibilities. But none of them will be enough to stop the Black Winter. And finally, we have Batman issue 93. Batman faces off with the Designer as Their Dark Designs reaches its epic climax. In the last year, Batman has lost more than he could ever imagine, and now he faces a cost so dear it will change the course of his life. And just like that, that brings today's episode to a close. But if you like today's episode, be sure to check out this episode right here. And if you like the channel, like, subscribe, and comment. It always helps us out. But I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.